Street. I'm here with my co-host Frank Santopadre, and this is our engineer Frank Verderosa, and this is Gilbert and Frank's Amazing Colossal Obsessions.
Says you.
And we have someone who died this morning of crib death. Our old black blind Raybone.
Why was he sleeping in a crib?
Well, he's got infantitis.
From ashes we come.
I heard he had impetigo.
Yeah.
Well, you are a survivor.
Considering all that, I don't feel that bad.
Typhoid Raybone is here. How you doing?
Good. I'm doing well. How about you?
I'm all right.
How about Mr. Gottfried?
Compared to you, I'm Jack LaLanne.
Jack, Vic Tanny. I always say for Gino, to get Gino to laugh. Any quick housekeeping? Did you do anything this week?
Of
note?
Did I?
No.
No.
We lost the great Larry Cohen, which I don't believe
Yes.
we just touched upon it briefly, but we'll have to do a tribute episode.
He was such a fun guest.
If you're keeping track, I think it's our 14th guest that we lost through the course of this show.
At least he got on the show first.
And then he died, which is how we prefer it. Really one of a kind.
And
a great showman.
His story, each one of his stories was like, is this really true?
Doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
It's better if they weren't true.
I know. It was the most insane story.
You know, listening to Shep Gordon this week, and I realized that I said to my wife, this is my favorite kind of guest, is somebody like Shep or Larry Cohen or Ron Delsner. Promoters.
Yes.
Guys who are born showmen.
Yes.
That's why it would have been so great to have Chuck Barris.
Oh, my God.
Corman is another one like that. You know, we've had our share. And I love those guys. I love those, big salesmen.
Yeah, like
kind of guys.
They're the guys who, if they weren't doing this, they'd be on the boardwalk selling
barkers.
Yeah.
They make great guests. They make great interviews. But we should probably do a mini episode of tribute to Larry's movies.
Oh, absolutely.
Which we'll do at some point. But I didn't prep that.
Did anybody take a look at the new Twilight Zone?
You know,
I did.
I didn't. No, I didn't watch it.
Yeah, last night. Yeah,
I have thoughts.
I heard it was good and bad.
I think it's good. I'm only halfway through the first episode. I think they're trying a lot to be the original Twilight Zone. I think there's a lot of camera angles that kind of bring you back to that. But the fact that it's shot modern and in color, I feel like I need to turn the color off on my TV.
Oh, you could do that
to enjoy it.
Yeah. We should do a Twilight Zone episode, too, going forward.
There were a few
in the news.
There was the Forrest Whitaker Twilight Zone. And then there was another Twilight Zone. It didn't have a host. It just had a voiceover.
I remember.
Host.
Yeah, there was one in the 90s. Early 90s.
Wasn't there one where they had like 3 separate episodes that were with 3 different directors?
I can't remember. It's come back so many times in so many ways.
And they were always terrible. Like
what is it? Terror at 20,000 feet. What's the name of that one? The Shatner one?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Which one of the classic great episodes.
Oh, that's the movie you're talking about.
Well, the original Shatner.
He's talking about the one that Richard Donner directed with
But then there was a movie where they did it again.
With John Lithgow.
Yeah, Twilight Zone,
it just
the movie.
wasn't the same. And now apparently the new Twilight Zone has done yet another version of it, which I haven't seen yet.
Yeah.
But
maybe they ought to lay off
Frank
remaking the classic
episode.
episode.
I mean, Frank is right. I think they're trying to be too close to the original Twilight Zone.
And the Twilight Zone movie, the John Landis one, killed people. So
yeah.
That's a
Vic Morrow.
It's a very bad. Send those 2 children. It's a very sad situation. Speaking of terror at 20,000 feet, a friend, a fan of the podcast, Gabriel Noel or Gabriel Noel, I don't know how he pronounces it. Up in Canada, sent us this, Gilbert, a little gift for you.
The Incubus.
With William Shatner.
Ah!
There you go.
And a young William Shatner.
There you go. Perfect segue, Paul. Thank you for that.
Yeah, beautiful.
The effect is maximum terror.
We like to acknowledge the gifts that we get and keep them coming. Because Gilbert needs something to do on the road.
This sounds...
You know that picture?
I don't remember it that well. It definitely is probably of that Rosemary's Baby ilk.
Probably.
That sounds right.
Probably.
Actually.
Yeah, there were a lot of those movies. The Sentinel.
Oh, yes.
was one.
With that model.
I can't remember her name now. No, let me give Raybone his first
Oh,
assignment of the
and
night.
Burgess Meredith. I
He
think, was
is.
in the
He
center.
is very, very good. So, speaking of gifts, we got.
Oh, the
here.
movie. There was a movie with Tony Curtis, where
The Manitou?
I think so, and like they say, like this fetus that the devil is making
Nah, it's not the Manitou.
was growing in this woman's neck, and Tony Curtis is the brilliant doctor, and they zoom in for a close up, and Tony Curtis says, "In her neck."
Wasn't that a part of my big fat Greek wedding?
I don't think so.
Does anybody know what an incubus is?
No, hit us.
Actually?
No.
A male demon believed to have sexual intercourse with sleeping women.
Ah.
I mean, that would
You're
that
thinking of
would-
Harvey Weinstein.
No, I'm thinking of Gilbert, actually.
Yes.
Let me see if I can find the name of the picture you're talking about, Gil.
Which
the,
one-
The
which one
Tony
is it?
Curtis. I'm going to show Raybone how research is done.
Hey, listen, the listeners have already had it done in half the time that we do it.
Let's see. The movie you're talking about, is it The Manitou? It can't be. No.
Manitou sounds like a perfect title for
Oh,
it.
God. What is the plot of The Manitou?
Caesar Romero had a Manitou.
Yeah. The Manitou was inspired by an old legend about an American Indian Manitou. No, that's a different. Oh, this may be it, Gilbert. Evil does not die. It waits to be reborn. That's the one. Was Michael Ansara in it? Stella Stevens?
That could be.
I'll read you the plot. A woman is suffering from a growing tumor on her neck. Enters a
there
series
we
of
go.
a hospital and X-ray. A series of X-rays
Okay.
reveals that think it is a living creature, a fetus born inside the tumor. There you go. I don't know how I come up with this shit. I don't know how you come up with this shit. Rob
Tony Curtis, Michael
Smentek.
Ansara, and Susan Strasberg.
Michael Ansara was famously married to Barbara Eden.
Uh-huh.
This is a gift from a listener. This is a great gift sent by our friend not Rob Smentek. This was sent by Paul Ekstrom. Rob Smentek I have on the brain for another reason. This is the complete directory to primetime network and cable TV shows from 1946. It says to the present, but I think the last printing of this is the 20th anniversary edition.
It's hard to believe that in
1998.
1946 they had TVs.
Yeah, I mean, not very sophisticated television, but there was television, and I don't know how these guys put this book together. It's I can understand why they do one every 10 years
looks like-
or
looks
every
like a-
15
I
years.
just
Cement
got an
block.
idea.
Go!
Look up Thick of the Night.
Oh, you're in here. I'm not sure they do late night. I think it might just be prime time. I think it's primetime shows. So Thick of the Night, probably not here. No, I'm mistaken. Thick of the Night.
Oh,
What would you like to know?
just
Regulars, Alan Thicke. Here we go. Richard Belzer, Isabel Grandin,
yes.
Mike McManus, Chloe Webb,
Yes.
Gilbert Gottfried. This has you here for 1 year, 83.
Ah, yes, yes.
Arsenio, the Tom Canning Band,
Ah,
and the John Tobin Band.
wow.
Recurring players, Rick Dukeman, Fred Willard, Bill Hudnut, Carl Wolfson, and Cecil Frenette. There you go. It was September 5th, 1983. There you go.
Gee, so it was there.
Everything you wanted to know.
Yeah.
Ed McMahon. here.
Yes.
This
This-
reminds me of something altogether off track, which I like to do.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Not entirely
To bring the
off
show,
track. Yeah,
bring the
but
show to its knees.
crashing down. David Letterman,
Yeah.
late night guy. And we mentioned on the air that somebody put together those clips.
Don Giller is the guy's name, or Don Geiler. I don't know how you pronounce his name, but it's a
there's
labor of love.
I think all your performances of the 70s. Is that right, Gilbert?
Yeah,
Did you
somebody
look at it?
found your old Letterman performances.
Oh, I
them all
saw
together.
that.
I saw you.
yes.
Gary
it's
the
great.
link.
It's great. Ben
Yeah.
Gazzara
Yes.
leads off with Ben Gazzara and goes
Yeah.
on from there.
Gilbert, I
Oh
think
my
David Letterman
God.
liked the Ben Gazzara bit.
There were times in there when he's laughing hysterically in the back. He's not on camera, but Letterman was obviously having a great time listening to you.
Wow.
So this is from Paul, and he writes, Hey, Gilbert and Frank, I had a similar book when I was a teen. It went through 1968. I would page through it looking through old shows, the premise of the show. I hope you guys enjoy this one. Also, if Paul Raybone's Munchausen by proxy isn't too severe, he may be able to use it for research. It might speed him up a little. Fat chance.
Well, it would have had to come down with crib death all of a sudden.
Now, can I pick out a number?
Yeah, you say a random number, and I'm going to find the page, and we'll see how many shows we can remember or what we can remember from that page.
Okay. 358.
Jesus, I was on
That's a hell of a number.
349, so I'm not that far away. 358.
You guys have a psychic connection, I think.
guess we do. two twisted individuals.
One day we'll find it. The
Okay.
psychic connection.
We got some old ones here. We got Ford Theater from 1949, a dramatic anthology. For the People, again William Shatner. This is a police drama from 1965 with William Shatner, Howard Da Silva,
Oh.
who I believe was blacklisted. Am I wrong about that?
Do you know, years ago, I was in California and I was waiting for the light to change, and I look over and Howard Da Silva was standing, and I didn't say
I have the right
anything.
guy, right? The guy that played Ben Franklin in 1776?
Yes,
I think
and
he was blacklisted.
He was also the, I think the lawyer or something in that episode of The Outer Limits with Leonard Nimoy.
Very good. This starred William Shatner, Lonnie Chapman, Howard Da Silva, and podcast guest Jessica Walter.
Wow.
You found a podcast guest in your first try.
Jeez.
Also on the page is Yaphet Kotto, who we talk about a lot on the show.
A Jew?
In a show called For Love and Honor, which aired from September 23rd of 1983 all the way to December 27th of 1983 with Yaphet Kotto, Cliff Potts, Keenan Ivory Wayans, and Kelly Preston.
The Shatner one was before Star Trek, right?
Shatner won 65, January 65 through May of 65. So if that show had taken off,
there would have been no Star Trek.
who knows? Who knows? For Your Love is also on this page from 1998. I never heard of this show. D.W. Moffat and Holly Robinson Peete.
That's the song by who was it, the Zombies?
For Your Pleasure from 1948
For your
to
love.
1940. The Ford Show, the Ford Star Review, the Ford Star Jubilee, and Ford Star Time and Ford Theater. Okay, Paul, you get to pick
All
one.
right, let's see. Let's
throw
go
out a
with,
random number.
126.
126.
Are these in chronological order?
They're in alphabetical order.
Alphabetical order,
Yeah,
okay.
126.
That was a good year for shows.
Yeah. That's why I picked it.
126 brings us to the Brady Bunch Hour.
There
we
you
go.
go.
Bruce Valanche.
I love that show.
Oh, that's an excellent one.
I believe Sid and Marty might have had something to do with this one as well.
I can remember being mad that we had to leave my aunt and uncle's house and that we wouldn't be home in time to watch it.
There you go. That's very sad. January 23rd of 77 to May 25th.
Suicidal.
It lasted 4 months. Yep. Mike Lookinlange. And that was the one with Introduce Fake Jan. Jerry Reichel. Also, The Brady's is on this, which lasted from February 9th, 1990 to March 9th of 1990. We should throw out to the fans anything that you guys
From
remember
February
about
till
these
March?
shows. Yeah, that was a month.
Quick
It was
turnaround.
exactly a month. Also on this page, a game show from 1958 called Brains and Brawn. Oh, here you go, Gilbert. We were just talking about Larry Cohen.
Yes.
Branded.
Oh, only one man lived down in Bitter Creek, but they said he ran away. Branded. Scorned by the man who ran. What do you do when you're branded and you know you're a man? Whatever you do for the rest of your life, you must prove you're a man.
Very nice.
I have the number of a psychiatrist for you guys.
That's a strange tribute to Larry Cohen. Branded, Chuck Connors, the adventures of Jason McCord, set in America in the 1880s. From January 24th of 65 through September of 1966. So a year and a half for Branded. Not longer than that.
That was only a year and a half?
And yet you remember it so well.
Wow.
How about a game show called Break the Bank with Burt Parks and Bud Collyer, who was the voice of Superman in the cartoon. And Breaking Away, the spinoff from the movie that starred Sean Cassidy.
Okay.
And Vincent Gardenia and another podcast guest, Barbara Barry.
Wow.
So podcast guest galore.
Was it Barbara Barry was in the movie, wasn't she?
She was in the movie. I
Yeah.
believe she and Jackie Earl Haley were the only people to
crossover.
reprise their roles from the movie.
Okay, 200
I just turned to a random page without you saying anything, and I swear to God, my thumb landed on Cesar Romero. Look at that.
That's supernatural.
I just didn't even do anything.
Usually
where am
an
I?
orange
I'm on
lands
Falcon
on.
Crest. He was a guest star on the show Falcon Crest, or he was a recurring. Give me another number, Gil.
238.
238 brings us to, I'll go as fast as I can here, because that's dead air. Okay, The Dating Game.
The Dating Game.
1966, October to January 17th of 1970. How's another podcast guest for you? The Dave Thomas Show.
Oh.
Right there. Dave Thomas, May 28th of 1990 to June 25th of 1990, another month. Dave was a great podcast guest. Teresa Ganzel, Julie Fulton, Anson Downs. Dave's World, Harry Anderson.
Oh,
The late
okay.
great Harry Anderson, where he played Dave Barry.
Yes.
Meshock Taylor was in that show.
Now
Shadow
that
Stevens.
seems like it lasted a week.
September, that was 3 years. September 20th, 1993, not 4 years, to July of 1997. It was a hit.
Now, Meshock Taylor was like the effeminate guy,
The guy on,
in Mannequin.
Yes, also designing women.
Yes.
Yes. Date with the Angels, a situation comedy from 1957 that starred Betty White
Oh,
and Burt Mustin and Richard Deacon
Oh, wow.
and Jimmy Boyd, who I think may still be alive. How about that? And Dateline, and as I said, The Dating Game and The Dave Garroway Show. Okay, Paul,
Dave
you
Garroway.
get to do another one.
I get to do another. How many pages are in this book?
Oh, let's see.
What are my options here?
1,360.
Jesus Christ.
But you don't want to go.
160.
You don't want to go past 1,100 because then you run out of shows. The rest is just
Okay.
index and
All right, give me 1,095. How's that?
1095.
1095.
All right. Boy, you're getting adventurous there.
I'm looking for
1095.
Zorro.
1095. War of the Worlds, Gilbert.
Here we go.
War of the Worlds from 1988 to 1990. Do you know these actors? Richard Chaves, Dennis Forrest, Julia Richlings. Nope, don't know them. Rachel Blanchard.
When we found three people in a row that you don't
Syndicated.
know.
Wanted Dead or Alive, Steve McQueen.
Oh.
Was on this page from September of 58 to March of 61. That was a show about a bounty hunter.
Mm-hmm.
Josh Randall, played by Steve McQueen. Also the Waltons
The Waltons.
you landed on.
Yeah.
And the Walter Winchell Show. I believe Dick Cavett told us Walter Winchell packed heat.
He did?
Yeah. Yeah.
They gotta
Carried a gun.
They have to do a movie about
Walter Winchell. Yeah. So
no,
this
they did. They did with
Oh, yeah, they did it with
Lucy. Stanley
yeah.
Tucci.
Yeah,
Tucci.
I think they might have done two.
yeah.
I think they did one. Didn't they have one with Daniel Travanti from Hill,
Oh,
from Hill
maybe.
Street
From Hill
Blues?
Street Blues.
Oh, here I have a show for you to look up.
Go.
Man with a Camera.
Man with a Camera. I've heard of it. I'm flying through the pages as fast as I can. Man with a Camera. Yep. I found Manimal.
Oh, excellent.
Mannix. Marblehead Manor. Man with a Camera.
Yeah, I think it was Charles Bronson.
Oh, God. Where is it?
Former combat cameraman Mike Kovac.
He found it.
All right, let's see.
I got
Who
it.
the
I
hell
got
did you get
it. Charles
cast?
Bronson, Ludwig Stossel, and James Flavin.
Yvette, do we know Yvette Vickers? Who
I
looks
don't know
pretty-
Yvette Vickers, but it aired from October of 58 to February of 1960. What made you think of that one?
I don't know. I just remember that Charles Bronson had a TV show.
Let's do this. Let's look up Gilbert Gottfried in the index
Ooh.
and see how many different places you appear.
Well,
This is
I'll
a-
have to have Saturday Night Live,
Because
of
there's a
course.
vast index. I'll tell you, this book, this is a great gift, and you could really, really lose yourself in this book. Gilbert Gottfried. Oh, you have 6 listings, starting with 473. Let's see what that is. And see how many of these you actually want to talk about.
They have, while you're looking, Man with a Camera, they have similar shows, which is a little weird. The Millionaire. Why would
Yeah,
that
The
be
Millionaire. Sure.
The Lineup, The DuPont Show with June Allison.
I found you, Gilbert.
Yeah.
You're on a show called How'd They Do That in 1993 with Pat. It was hosted by Pat O'Brien. Segments ran the gamut from frivolous to the serious. They demonstrated how special effects were created from movies, chronicled scientific breakthroughs in medicine and physics, covered techniques in criminal investigations, and showed some
This one I don't remember.
You were on it with Howie Mandel, Lita Ford, and Clarence Clemens.
I don't remember this one for the life of me.
You were talking about medicine and physics.
Yes.
No wonder you don't remember that. Probably.
Yes.
Let's try another one. Let's see. Another Gilbert Gottfried show would be page 826. Let's see what we have here. This is... where are you? Problem Child, the cartoon.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
That was animated in Spain.
26 episodes.
Yeah.
Starred Ben Diskin, Jonathan Harris, the Jonathan Harris.
Jonathan Harris took over the, whatchamacallit, Jack Warden role.
Oh, my gosh. Also, E.G. Daly, Nancy Cartwright, who I believe is the voice of Bart Simpson, and Iona Morris. Yeah. Gilbert Gottfried reprised his movie role as harried principal at the Tow Valley Elementary School.
Yes.
So here you are.
No, Cartwright, I think, is the voice of, is Bart.
Bart, what did I say?
Yeah. I think you may have said Marge. That's,
Marge. Why did I say Marge?
Julie Kavner.
Yeah, Julie Kavner. I don't know why I said that. Okay, here, let's find another Gilbert show. I need some page-turning music. 862. 862 would be what? 862. That's 862. Okay. Here you are again, Gilbert. Robert Klein time. You made an appearance on the USA Network.
Boy.
The theme of the show was I Can't Stop My Leg.
When was that?
1986.
Oh, was that his talk show?
Yes, on USA Network.
Yes. Okay, that I remember.
There you go. Okay, one more for Gilbert, and then I'm going to randomly pick another page. What
was the one he was in with Sandra Bullock? What was that? It was like a late 80s show. I think the catchphrase was...
Why am I so turned on right now? I am so turned on right now. Oh my God. You are brilliant. Come here. I will fuck you. Yeah.
He never gets tired of hearing it. He never gets tired of hearing it.
Would you?
1018.
That lasted 50 seasons, as I remember.
When my priest used to say that, it wasn't as funny.
One more, Gilbert. Page 986 in this wonderful Bible. We will find one more Gilbert Gottfried listing. The Sunday Comics.
Yes, that was
Fox.
one of those stand-up shows.
You were on there with John Mendoza, our friend Carol Leifer, Dennis Wolfberg, the late, great Dennis Wolfberg, Jeff Joseph, and Franklin Ajayi, and Jeff Altman.
Yeah, I was on there a couple of times.
We're big pants people. Also, our pal Rick Overton. Okay, I marked off a couple of pages. I had to mark off the page with Life with Lucy.
Oh. I want a box set of Life with Lucy.
It aired September 20th, 1986 to November 15th, 1986, 2 months. The theme song was sung by Edie Gourmet. She played Lucy Barker. They describe it as probably the most widely anticipated new series and most embarrassing flop of the 86 season, an ill-conceived comedy that marked the return of Lucille Ball to series TV after 12 years. ABC had to promise her a huge salary, complete creative control, no pilot or testing, and a guaranteed time slot on the fall schedule. What it got was an unimaginative rehash of the Lucy shows, only this time with a 75-year-old star. Pretty painful.
That was one of those scary shows.
Yes, it sits alphabetically. It sits right atop Life with Luigi with J. Carroll Nash and Vito Scotti.
Wow,
from 1952.
See, now I want to watch that.
Okay.
Life with Luigi.
Here's another one. I picked this page because I found our friend John MacGyver on page 516 and something called The Jimmy Stewart Show.
Yes, he was like, they were, because they gave him a show. They gave Henry Fonda a show.
Yeah. Henry Fonda had the Smith Family with Ron Howard. And the Jimmy Stewart Show from September. I remember this very well. From September, it was on NBC. September 71 to August 72. Julie Adams, who we just lost. John MacGyver. There you go. An anthropology professor.
John MacGyver.
There you go.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, how about that? Here's one other page that I landed on.
That's the one John MacGyver show.
Jimmy, I'm a big fan of yours. Just watch what I do, and I'll make an actor out of you yet.
Here's a page. Here's a show called Bigelow Theater from 1950. And I stopped on this because it says, this series of film dramas appeared on CBS before moving to the Dumont Network.
Oh.
Not the Margaret Dumont Network.
Yeah.
Some of the telecasts in the run had been seen on CBS, among them, The Big Hello, starring Cesar Romero.
You can't escape him.
What do you think went on The Big Hello?
Oh, boy.
And lastly,
It's like they showed up with a bucket of oranges and he said, hello.
The show was underwritten
Bigelow.
by Sunkist overwrote.
Yeah.
Overwrote.
He underwrote it and over. The writers overwrote it. Sunkist underwrote it. We also urge our listeners, if you know any of these, I just flashed by Fish Police. Does anybody remember Fish Police?
yes.
Police.
Yeah, and Fish.
I think that lasted a month.
Here's Lots of Luck, created by our friend Billy Persky. Yeah, September 73 to May of 74. Drew loves that one. But here's a little quiz for you, Gil.
Who's in Lots of Luck?
Dom DeLuise.
Oh, okay.
Kathleen Freeman.
Yes.
Yeah, Yeah. Sort of a honeymooners kind of a thing.
Well,
About
didn't it have an almost identical theme song to All in the Family? Or was that another?
Not really. This theme song Billy wrote.
Yeah,
I used to have a pickle. It only used to cost a nickel. And bus ride only used to cost $1.
No, that's
Lots of Luck.
That's definitely
Maybe that's what they were
like All in the Family.
emulating. We'll end this with a quick quiz.
Gee, the way Glenn Miller played,
Yes.
so it's the same.
Similar.
Yeah.
These, I'm going to quiz you guys. See if you can name these spinoffs. What show spun off from MASH?
Oh, After MASH.
After MASH. That's easy. The Danny Thomas Show
Oh, boy.
spun off
Brought to you by Windex.
Oh, you got the Caesar in there. Good, pretty good. Did you know the Andy Griffith Show was a spinoff of the Danny Thomas Show? I swear to God, it was.
And when was that dropped?
When did it drop? Okay, what was the spinoff from? I'm spitting all over myself. What was the spinoff from Hill Street Blues?
Oh.
I believe it starred Dennis Franz.
Oh, was it the name of the character?
Yeah, it was. I think it was called Beverly Hills Bunts.
That's right. My God.
Does that mean anything to you?
Oh, my God. I remember that title.
Yep. There you go. Here we go. The Jeffersons. What was the Jeffersons spinoff? Did you know there was a Jefferson
What spun
spinoff?
off
I know
of
it.
the Jeffersons?
What?
Wasn't it 227?
No. Good guess.
Oh.
I think the same actress.
Oh.
Yeah. But she starred, Marla Gibbs,
Yeah.
Florence the Maid starred in her own series called Checking In,
Oh, I had no idea.
which was a spinoff of the Jeffersons.
How long did
I was
that one-
absent that day.
Okay. Gilbert, what was the spinoff from Barney Miller?
Oh, Fish.
Fish. With Abe Vigoda. Very good.
Why the fuck we didn't have Abe Vigoda?
We should have. I think he was starting to slip
Oh,
when we started
okay.
the show. What was the spinoff, you know this, of The Man from U.N.C.L.E.?
Oh, the man
I
from
know,
Uncle.
This is the only one I know.
NCIS.
The girl from
Oh,
The
Uncle.
girl
yes,
from U.N.C.L.E.
yes.
Why, Raybone gets it.
What was that actress's name?
Stephanie
again?
Powers.
Oh, okay.
Still around.
Okay.
What was the spinoff from BJ and the Bear? Our listeners are screaming because they know these answers.
Yeah.
Boy. Oh,
It starred Claude Akins.
Oh,
The Misadventures
Akins
of
was in the
Sheriff
spinoff.
Lobo.
Yes. and he had like a dumb deputy, this round face character.
Yes, I
actor.
believe he did. Yeah, I'll have to look that up. But I'm on this page.
I
for the moment.
remember that show.
Which show is
Sheriff
this?
Lobo.
Fish or
No,
Sheriff?
The Misadventures of Sheriff Lobo. And real quickly, here's 3 more. And I didn't know this. Ironside had a spinoff. Do you know what it was?
Ooh.
It was called Sarge, and it starred George Kennedy.
Wow.
Did not know that. He did not know that. What spun off from Cheers besides Frasier?
Oh, Cheers. Wow.
Frank, any guesses?
I would have gone with Frasier. I can't think of anything else. What,
Yes.
Is there a thing called Norm's Place? I mean, that's the only other thing I'd go with.
How about the Tortellis, starring Dan Hedaya and Casey Kasem's wife, Jean Kasem,
Did it last 2 episodes?
from January to May of 1987.
It was a real
She
January
had
May
like
relationship.
4 or 5 episodes. Okay, Gilbert, these are 2 spinoffs starring people you knew personally.
Yes. Okay.
The Rockford Files had a spinoff
Okay.
that starred a man who directed you in one of your most famous
Oh,
films.
would this be Problem Child?
Yes. Well, Dennis
fuck.
Dugan.
Dennis Dugan.
what was the name of the show
Oh
that spun
God,
off from the Rockford Files that he starred in?
there was like something like a weird name like Wacky McDougal.
Richie Brockelman,
That's
Private Eye.
it. That's it.
Wacky McDougal?
Wacky. Well, that was the spin-off of Richie. Wacky
And
McDougal.
lastly, and you and I both know this guy.
Wacky McDoodle should have been a show. Damn it.
A show spun off from Happy Days that was not Laverne and Shirley and was not Mork and Mindy, and it starred a guy you know personally.
Joni Loves Chachi.
Yes, but not that one either. or the shopping channel show Joni Loves Tchotchkes.
Oh, I'll put a little rim shot in there.
There you go. Gil, Out of the Blue, starring Jimmy Brogan
Oh my God!
as an alien.
And it
I
had
think he was an angel, actually.
oh, it had on that Dixie Carter.
Dixie
was the-
Carter was
yeah.
on Out of the Blue?
Dixie Carter.
Really? I'm going to look it up, and then we're going to get out of here. Out of the Blue with Jimmy Brogan, also known as Jay Leno's writer. Dixie Carter!
Yes,
Son of a bitch! Wow.
that was her spin-off.
Yeah.
Dixie Carter, son of a
Kitty
bitch.
comedy. It lasted from September 9th. This had to be a Gary Marshall show. From September 9th of 79 to December 16th of 1979.
Not a good show.
Out of the Blue.
One of those high concept
And
shows.
this show, an inept angel was dispatched to help a harried Chicago woman cope with her 5 adorable nieces and nephews.
Oh.
It was sort of Mork meets Blansky's Beauties.
Exactly.
or,
yeah.
Or
yeah.
who's got the kids? What was the
Yeah.
other one with Scott Baio that they spun off? Who's minding the kids or whatever the fuck that thing was called?
Charles in charge.
Yeah, there was another one.
Yeah.
There was another one. Anyway, it was a Gary Marshall one. We invite our listeners to chime in about any of these or try to stump us, but get this book. Terrific gift.
We could get about 565 shows out
You
of
could
this
do a
thing.
lot of shows sent to us by our friend Paul Ekstrom, and this is a producer of the month idea because Paul had the idea to do this. He said, just take my book and go through it and randomly select pages, and that's what we did.
Now, I have a question.
Go.
Okay.
I'm new to the show. I've just stumbled upon it. Where does one do producer of the
I'm
month?
glad you asked that, Frank. You can go to patreon.com/Gilbert.
What's that?
You don't need to know what it is. You just need to go there.
We've got some bills to pay. The podcast rent is due today. Checkbook cash is all it takes, and we'll make you producer of the month.
Open your checkbook and go.
And go to Patreon and put Gilbert's name into the search box, and you too can suggest an episode, and we will do that episode,
Keep
and you will
Cesar
be
Romero's memory
producer
alive.
of the month, producer of the month, or produce of the month in Cesar Romero's case.
Yeah, you were starting to sound like one of those infomercial hosts.
Yeah, Frank and I are going to
Like,
do an infomercial.
You could prepare a meal in 5
with Peter
minutes?
Marshall and Marky Post. Say goodnight, Gilbert.
Marky.
Good night, Gilbert.
We'll see you next week.
Colossal Obsessions.